During a staff meeting, the school principal announces a new rule. All students must wear the same uniform. The teachers support this change except for the French teacher, Monsieur Germain, who strongly dislikes it. After school, Monsieur Germain returns home and begins grading essays written by his 8th grade students. His wife Jean arrives and asks what he's doing. Frustrated, he tells her that he has never read such poorly written essays. He calls his students barbarians who can't think for themselves. Jean, unimpressed, reminds him that he complains about this every year. As he reads aloud from several essays, Germain laments that he became a teacher to inspire a love of literature, but instead, he teaches teenagers who can't think without the internet. Then, he stumbles upon an essay that stands out. It's 2 full pages long, written by a student named Claude. Claude's essay describes how he has been observing a house from a park bench for some time. He is fascinated by the family living there, particularly his classmate Raphael and his parents. One day after Raphael fails a math exam, Claude offers to help him study. The following Saturday, Raphael invites him over. Claude uses the opportunity to subtly explore the house. He steps out of the room under the pretense of getting drinks and finally finds himself inside the house he has been so curious about. While wandering, Claude notices a middle-aged woman, Raphael's mother, Aster, who smells of expensive perfume. She catches him staring and assumes he's lost, kindly directing him back to Raphael's room. Later, when Germain reads the essay, he immediately recognizes Claude's writing talent. The next day, Germain keeps Claude after class. He warns him that writing about a classmate's family in such detail is unethical. If someone were to read it, Claude could get into serious trouble. But Claude sees no harm in his actions and hands Germain the next part of his essay. Claude continues visiting Raphael's house, carefully studying the family dynamic. Raphael's mother, measuring a window one afternoon, unknowingly captivates Claude. He watches her movements, fascinated by her presence. When Germain's wife hears about the essay, she finds it disturbing and urges her husband to report Claude to the school principal. But Germain refuses. He sees Claude as a gifted writer, not a threat. Wanting to nurture Claude's talent, Germain gives him books to read and advice on writing. Claude takes the guidance to heart, refining his story with richer details and deeper character exploration. Meanwhile, he grows more obsessed with Aster, intrigued by her unfulfilled dreams of becoming a designer. Claude's story continues, revealing new layers of Raphael's family life. His father, Raphael Sr., struggles with work issues and harbors resentment towards his Chinese business partners. Aster, feeling ignored, grows distant. Germain is impressed by Claude's improved storytelling but cautions him against making judgments about his characters. A writer, he insists, should present people from multiple perspectives. As the math exam approaches, Claude realizes Raphael will fail unless he gets help. He asks Germain to steal the test answers, threatening to stop writing if he refuses. Torn between morality and his desire to see Claude's story unfold, Germain gives in. Raphael passes with top marks, and his parents are overjoyed. However, Raphael begins to suspect something is off, sensing that Claude and Germain share a strange connection. One weekend, Raphael invites Claude to sleep over. That night, Raphael unexpectedly kisses Claude, but Claude doesn't react. His real interest lies elsewhere. He sneaks through the house, spying on Aster and her husband in their bedroom, imagining their intimate life and convincing himself that Aster is unfulfilled. When Jane reads this section of Claude's essay, she questions why her husband continues encouraging him. Germain, however, defends Claude's writing as a natural expression of teenage thoughts. Jeanne, overwhelmed by her own struggles, her art gallery is failing, feels that Germain is prioritizing Claude over their own lives. Claude's obsession escalates. He begins planting difficult math problems to distract Raphael, using the time to explore the house. One day, he overhears an argument between Aster and Raphael Sr. Seeing an opportunity, Claude writes her a poem, attempting to draw her closer. Eventually, he kisses her. Raphael witnesses the kiss. Afterwards, Claude enters Raphael's room and sees a terrible picture. Monsieur Germain comes to school and realizes that Raphael has not come. He worries that everything Claude writes is true. But it turns out that Raphael was just sick. The teacher asks Claude to stop writing about this family and leave them alone. But Claude doesn't understand why the professor says this. Claude really wanted to finish this story. Monsieur Germain goes outside and finds Claude beaten. He was beaten by Raphael. His connection to Germain and his obsession with the story are too strong. However, everything unravels when Raphael tells the school principal that Germain helped him cheat on the math test. Germain is fired. That night, he returns home and finds Claude's final chapter. In it, Claude describes sneaking into Germain's apartment, watching Jean as she sleeps. Enraged, Germain accuses his wife of infidelity and attacks her. Jean, horrified, fights back and leaves him for good. Now jobless and alone, Germain meets Claude one last time. Together, they look at an apartment complex, speculating about the lives of the people inside. Claude, undeterred, declares that he will continue writing. But to do so, he must insert himself into the lives of strangers once again. Germain warns him that it won't be as easy this time, but Claude is confident. Together, they stand outside the building, ready to begin a new story.